Welcome to our podcast, Tell Us a Story, a laid-back place where people come in to share their gift of gab and tell us their most interesting true life stories while we talk about different topics from all over the world. I'm Babu.
I'm Frenchie.
Yeah, boys and girls, get ready. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but it's going to be a fun one. We have the illustrious, the esteemed, he's something. Well, I'm sure we'll come up with more words for that sooner or later. But we have Charles Elam in the studio, a.k.a. Chuckie C. Yeah, he's funny. You got to give him that.
Thank you.
He's one of the most entertaining musicians you'll ever see on stage. I guarantee you that. I've had the pleasure of working with this guy, this esteemed gentleman, several times, and each and every time he has not disappointed, I guarantee you. We'll take a look into the mind of Chuckie C. That can be a little dangerous. And by the end of this episode, you'll be thanking us on your way out of the door. Stay tuned. It may just get a little bumpy. You may think you're living in New Orleans.
I feel like we're going to get in trouble a lot.
Well,
and it started with Chuckie coming in his golf cart.
Well,
it took a while. Welcome, Chuckie.
Nothing wrong with good trouble. Yeah, welcome. Yeah.
Well, it's good to have you, Chuckie.
It's good to be here.
Let's get right into it, man. So everybody knows you by Chuckie C.
Right.
Tell me something that maybe people don't know about Charles Elam.
What they don't know, well, what you see is what you get with me. So a lot of people figured me out pretty quickly. You know, this guy's for real. He's not putting on airs. No,
Yeah.
I'm zany. I love being a day maker, not a day breaker. So
Yeah.
people pick up on that quickly.
That's awesome.
A lot of places I go, people working and said, "Can you stay around for the rest of our shift?" How long? When you get off? Midnight. Oh no, I can't do that.
I cannot do that.
I cannot do that.
How much do you pay, though?
Yeah, there you go. Where do I clock in? Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you've traveled all over the world to share your gift of music with others.
Yes.
Is there any location that's been more interesting to you than another?
I always tell a lot of my friends that I sort of fell in love with Sicily.
Oh.
Yeah, Sicily. I mean, I just
Gorgeous country.
gorgeous country. I love waking up in the morning and taking in a nice fresh air. And if it's a job near the ocean, I'm fine with all of that. You know, sometimes I've taken my instruments outside early in the morning, started playing, and normally, I guess at home in the States, you would get people calling the front desk to complain.
Yeah.
But the people over there want to know what my schedule was for the next few days, what time I was going to be. So I could have coffee or tea in the morning. Yeah.
So your instrument brought you there? It wasn't for leisure, it was for business?
It's business, yes.
Yeah?
Business, yes. Well, we did travel. My dad and my parents, we did a lot of traveling when I was born, actually. Before I was born.
Oh, so your dad was in the field also?
My dad was in the military.
Oh, military.
Yeah, so
you're a military brat.
pretty much. He had gotten out. He'd been discharged, but we still lived. He was an ex. You can't say ex. I'm sorry. They're never exes.
Yeah.
There are never exes. He was an ex. There I go again. He was a master sergeant in the Army. So,
Gotcha.
so we sort of came up under military type rule. You know.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What do you mean birthday party? There's no birthday parties here, son. Tell your friends you have to go and work. You have to do your work. Tell them go ahead. Go on. Yeah. That type
No
of
time
thing.
for pleasure.
No time for pleasure. But it was a learning experience because we learned a lot of things. He did. He taught school during the school year, and then mostly in the summertime we did sheetrock work and plumbing work. We had rental properties, so we had to learn how to patch holes and jack up houses a little bit. There was a problem with the flooring.
Yeah.
Did all that kind of electrical stuff.
Oh, right.
At home, you don't turn off the main switch for everybody else to be inconvenienced if your switch is out. So you learn how to you learn how to change your switch and your plates. Yeah, and mind you, I got a few jokes.
Oh, I'll bet.
Yeah.
I'll bet.
What are you doing, Charlie? Oh, I'm finished. I'm about done.
Well done.
Well, yeah. Frenchie fried Chuckie. No pun intended. Sorry, Frenchie.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Well, you're an incredible musician and entertainer. Can you tell us how it all began?
Well, it began, I guess I started realizing I was different. I was sent to the principal's office numerous times with threats of...
I cannot imagine that
I know,
at
huh?
all. No.
It was so bad I almost filled out a change of address card at the post office. That's where I live, in the principal's office.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah. But it was funny because my dad being a teacher, the other school teachers would call him and say, we think there's something wrong with little Charlie.
Little Charlie.
Little Charlie.
Oh, little Charlie.
It sounds angelic, but he's not. But I wasn't devious or anything. I did my homework and everything and classwork, but ahead of time
You had to move a lot.
I had to move a lot. Especially I had extra time on my hands. So the thing that really got me is I began to practice ventriloquism.
Oh, yeah.
Serious?
Yeah, I've gotten really pretty good at it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
And I remember I stopped after, I can remember the teacher's name. Her name was Mrs. McClendon. And I was sitting in my chair, and so that I could hear the Morgus the Magnificent theme in my head. So I started humming it. I started humming it, and nobody could tell that was me. I was throwing my voice across the room.
Yeah.
And the teacher jumped. She jumped from the seat to, who's humming the Morgus theme? Who's humming Morgus? And everybody's looking at everybody. I'm still. I'm looking at the student. I would never. It's little Charlie. Yeah, and she actually ran out the classroom.
Oh, wow.
She bolted, grabbed the door, slammed it, and ran out the classroom, screaming down the hallway. I don't know if she came back, so I presume she didn't get a nervous breakdown, but she was. I had her pretty
Close to
upset.
it anyway.
Close to it, so I stopped doing it. I was like, no, I'm back. Watch. I'm getting in trouble.
You came up with something else, I'm sure, after that.
Yeah, I came up with liking to do that ham bone thing. that didn't pay off because one of my dad's students taught at the school, and he had a voice almost like Wolfman Jack. He was like, Elam, you over there ham boning, Elam, man, but you're good, Elam, you're good. I told you, Dad taught me in school, Elam. I said, yeah, Coach, and so to pay your daddy back. For all the good things he taught me and all the times he bust my ass with his paddle, I'm gonna pay your daddy back. I'm gonna show him respect. Coming to my office, I gotta pay your daddy back. He paddled me. Oh,
man, times have changed.
Yeah. Back in the day. Oh man, yeah. But I started. I guess I was real shy and bashful. And this one girl heard me singing some Michael Jackson song. And she says, I didn't know you could sing. I said, I don't sing. So we were in the practice room, but there was no clarinet players. And she said, y'all won't believe who can sing. And they said, who? And she pointed at me, Charles Elam. I'm like, I don't sing, So they got me to sing one of Michael Jackson's songs. But my voice was changing at the time, so I was getting little cracks coming in, the deeper stuff coming in. And so when they wanted me to keep doing it, I couldn't do it anymore. Just that quick, my voice had changed.
Did you go,
Michael wasn't doing that then. Yeah, I'd have gotten that pretty good, but Michael wasn't doing that when that all going.
I thought about that because you said changing the voices, so I imagined like super high.
Yeah. That's where I was. I was super high. I was singing a lot of falsetto stuff.
Yeah.
Towards going into high school, but I still had like 5 octaves, better than 5 octave range.
You went way low.
I went way low.
How low can you go?
I can go low.
Oh my God, this is awesome. I knew this was going to be great. So how old do you think you were when the first instrument hit your hands, and what instrument was it?
12, drums in a Pentecostal church.
Okay.
Yeah, my cousin was the pastor there. Which other titles? They got a whole bunch of titles in the Pentecostal: bishop, and overseer, overlord. All of them.
And there goes little Charlie.
Yeah, right. And it started with, we're going to get little Charlie to play during revival week. That boy's got plenty of energy. So that's when I discovered I was going to be a drummer,
Yeah.
And then my dad.
That's smart parenting, by the way, since you were so active. Drums. Perfect.
Yeah.
I was pretty much a renegade because my parents didn't want any musicians in the house.
Oh.
No musicians.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's not a serious job.
That must have made it hard on you to follow your career.
It did.
Get to your career.
I started playing clarinet around the same time, 12 years old. And I remember this one time the neighbors, my parents were like, listen to my brother and sister, we can't hear the TV set. Charlie's blowing that horn too loud. Go outside, son. Go in the backyard. Go in the front yard. And I'm outside playing my clarinet, and the cops pulled up. Because we had a lot of bagels. We had a lot of hounds and bloodhounds and beagles and everything in the neighborhood. So I saw, so then the cops came and threatened to confiscate my clarinet. 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon.
No.
Yeah. Hey, you the one disturbing the people's dogs around here. I'm like, well, I'm just practicing my horn. Look, you're going to put that horn up. If we have to come back again, we're going to take your clarinet, and we might take you to jail, too.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I got threatened by the cops. So then I didn't know where I'm going to go.
Crazy.
Where am I going to practice?
Breaking code 1056, impersonation of a dog.
Can go inside, can go outside.
No,
Where do you practice?
yeah, right.
That's
And if you go in the bathroom, don't use the bathroom, son. People have to use that. Yeah, it was like that, really. I'm not making that up. It was crazy. I had all kinds of things to deter me from playing music. And the first time I got busted in a nightclub, it was called the Silver Slipper, and it was an R&B band.
Yeah.
And he was a little kid playing clarinet in an R&B band, right? So someone says, "Look, Charlie's playing around here by the Silver Slipper." So I had my eyes closed. Just when the guy said, "Take your solo, take it," so I'm just closing my eyes, I'm playing. The next thing you know, my earlobe felt like it was about 10 inches long. Like they pulled my ear to get me off the stage. My parents had come in to get me.
Oh my God. Busted.
And Mom, "Charlie, come off that stage right now," you know.
That's not embarrassing at all.
Oh, well, no. It didn't hurt my
Quit
feelings.
entertaining those
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Quit being funny.
Quit being funny. It'll be funny when we get you home. You know.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So they were pretty much dead set against it. And then musically, my mother loved country and western, and my dad liked avant-garde jazz and Broadway stuff. So I was like musically dysfunctional. I didn't know where I was going to fit in, and I didn't know where I was going to fit in, you know. And once I started singing in church and stuff, and I remember Al Green had songs out then with the high notes. That's the first time I realized my dad hated falsetto singers. Yeah, hated them with a passion. Really? I'm in the backseat of the car. We're driving down the street, and Al Green, "I'm still in..." I can't hit those notes anymore. Still in love with you. Hit that high note. Yeah. And my dad looking in the mirror at me while he's driving. You know, I can remember right where it was. It's right by the Midas muffler shop where the big muffler guy stood up there. The big giant stood up there with the muffler. You know, and my dad stopped right there. He said, "What are you doing?" So I'm singing with the radio, Dad. "Look, there's not gonna be all those high notes. We're gonna have that in this family. We're not gonna have that kind of stuff in this family.
You better stay in your normal range.
Stay in your normal range." Where his birth, we say, "Good morning, Mama." "Good morning, Daddy."
Good morning.
Anything higher than that, son, you're in trouble.
Oh,
you know?
Man.
They had threatened to put me out the car. So he said, if you sing like that in here, son, I'm going to make you walk home. You know. So he hated falsetto singers. And the first song I was singing lead on, I was 16, and it was with a band called Burnt Toast and Coffee. And the song was called "I Love You, Girl." And the studio didn't have anything for us to echo our vocal line. We wanted to love you, love you, love you. They didn't have any equipment, so we were singing "Love you, love you, love you."
Ah, yeah.
Love you.
Make your own echo.
Made our own echo. Didn't pan out too well because other guys couldn't get the concept. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Oh man, I worked with this stuff to get these guys to emulate an echo.
Yeah, right.
And they just like yelling across the candy, you know. Yeah. And so they brought the test press from Nashville. You know, came ringing the doorbell. So he's like, "Get the door, son." So I'm like, "Let's see who's at the door." "Hey, bro, got our first record, bro." I'm like, no, man, wait. Shh. Hey, you don't hear your record, bro? You singing lead on the... "Who's that, Charlie?" I said, "That's guys I play music with." "Oh, man, open the door, let them in," you know. So, "What y'all got, fellas?" "Oh, Mr. Elam, we got our first record. Came back from Nashville. Our test press, you know. Put it on stereo, Charlie." Yeah.
Oh, God.
So I'm like, I want to take the needle and just slide all the way across the chest. Oops, look what I did. I just ruined our session. Yeah, but I put it on and starts off with all these high notes going. My dad starts snapping his fingers. "Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You broke him.
Yeah.
You broke him, man.
Man, I like that, man. Man, it's good. Who's singing that lead?" And they're looking at me. I'm like, I'm standing behind him like, don't tell him it's me. Because he hated girly singers, you know. And they said, they looking at me and went, that's your son, that's Charlie. Turned and looked at me. I was like, I just could hear him saying, off with his hat. Oh, man. They said, that's Charlie singing. You sound good, sir.
So he gave you a compliment.
He did, but the finger popping stopped.
But he said you sound good.
In front of the guys.
Yeah.
In front of the guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Once they were gone.
Once they were gone, look, I told you.
What I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Uh-huh.
Is there one person that you admire the most, whether deceased or alive?
I admired a few. I admired Fats Domino.
Mm-hmm.
We had a store too when I was a kid. So all these kids would come down to the store to get snowballs and ice cream and stuff. Eventually he came around there too.
Yeah.
But I just dug the fact that he was such an icon and not leaving the neighborhood and being with everybody on a regular, humble, low-key basis with everybody.
No.
You know, that was a beautiful thing to me. So when people started asking me, why don't you should be L.A., you should be New York. I'm like, you know what, Miles, Fast Domino. And the day he called me, the day I sat outside his door, and he opened those patio doors, he said, you like my music, huh? I said, yes, Mr. Domino. He said, come on inside and rehearse the boys. I want you to hear what's going on. You know?
Oh, that's
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah, but he would do that to a lot of kids in the neighborhood. There's at least 10 of us who are
That
still
is
playing
incredible.
music. There's at least 10 of us are still playing music.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's we all have to give him that tribute because he didn't have that to do. You know, he could have had big curtains.
Yeah, exactly.
Could have big curtains over the thing, and you know, who's knocking on my patio? No, get away from me! Yeah, he didn't do that.
But you know what? He was an icon, like you said, and everybody loved that dude.
Everybody,
right? Everybody. I mean, it don't matter what you were into. What if you had a certain type of music that was your favorite?
Right.
You still loved this dude.
You still loved it.
His personality.
Right.
You know, was just incredible.
He's a beautiful person.
Yeah.
Anytime he can get drunk in a nightclub, and leave his Rolls Royce parked right outside on the street and come back. All the tires are still there, no broken windows. And nobody thought about keying his car. The simple stuff people do these days, you know. So silly.
So right,
you see somebody like your car, the next thing they want to key it.
Yeah.
You know.
Definitely.
But that's another story for another podcast. I won't go off on a tangent. I will not go off on a tangent about Simple Minds. Oh, excuse me, did I say that? Yeah.
That will be a different volume 2.
Yeah. Sure.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, right. To be continued.
To
Yes.
be continued, exactly.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered doing something else besides entertaining people?
I always wanted to do voiceovers. I did some voiceover work, but I really wanted to get into Disney for a while because everybody called me Accent when I was like 21, 22. I could sound like Carol Channing. This is Carol.
I'm thinking Mufasa right now.
What's that?
Mufasa.
Mufasa.
Lion King.
The Lion King, the main
That was
dad.
the dad, right?
Yeah, because his voice is very.
You know who played the voice of him? James Earl Jones. I think.
Oh, really, huh? Yeah.
Now you know who.
Darth Vader.
Right.
Yeah.
You're a good Luke.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Release your anger.
You called it, Frenchie. You called it.
I could.
You are
totally
not a
hear
Jedi yet. Yeah, but I could do all those things.
Oh, yes,
and even with
indeed.
nights you mentioned Lion King, I remember I did one for Channel 8. There was a trip, what's called raffle sort of type of thing. Win 2 trips to
Like a sweepstakes?
Jamaica, like a sweepstakes.
Yeah.
And I was the one doing the Call Foxx 8. You got a chance to win a trip to Jamaica, you know? And everybody, that's you, Chuckie? And my buddy would say, that's him, bro. I said, man,
Jamaica.
Jamaica. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Make it your own.
I love the way they speak there.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah,
really
that
neat.
patois.
It is.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
when I was younger, because I could do all kind of bird sounds and all kind of, all kind of crazy
Just
stuff.
entertain yourself.
Entertain
basically.
myself, yeah.
Self-entertainer.
But I don't want you playing that horn. You can't play. I'm sitting there, okay.
that. Zachary would love him.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't need to look up sound effects. We'll just get Chuckie to come. We'll get him to come sit in. Okay, Chuckie, I need a car here. Not that old.
More contemporary.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. So it was like that, you know. And my dad had a soul that don't think about bringing a girl in his house, son. No girlfriends. And anyway, they want to see a man who's going to be dirty. You know, a dirty man's got money. So you want the girls to see you dirty.
Now, how old are you about during this time of your life? You know, like when the record was pressed and...
The record was pressed, I was 16.
16?
Oh my.
Yeah, I was about to go into college, about to go my
That's
freshman
really
year.
young. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freshman year at Xavier University, yeah.
Let's say you could share the stage with any legendary performer, or it doesn't have to be legendary. Someone that's your favorite. But if you had your choice, who would it be?
At this point in my life, at 66 years old?
Yeah. Just everybody you've come across, everybody you've known to be a performer.
I think I'd love to trade. Well, if I could have, I think I could have traded jabs with Red Foxx.
Oh, man.
I believe I could have traded jabs with him. Yeah, because all his buddies I was doing. I remember in the early '80s we were recording. I'd done a couple of commercials for somebody, and we kind of broke in with the studio stuff, and we was doing this, an album. And so in the meantime, there wasn't much room for gigs, and some of the guys flew home, and so I started doing gong shows. I wanted to run across a lot of Red Fox's old buddies from St. Louis and the ones he met out in L.A., Skillet and Leroy, and all these other guys. And they were like, "Man, we need you to come. We need you to come back and bring you home, man. Come back and do the gong show with us, you know. See, we got to tell Red about you." So it was funny that they kept calling my aunt, because the next gigs we had, I think, were like Oklahoma, and then we had to go to Minnesota, and we stayed in Minnesota for a while. But Mom said, "Charlie, you need to come back out here, because those guys from the Sanford and Son show, the Red guy and other guy, they keep calling, the Skillet Leroy, they calling." I'm like, "Are you serious?" She said, "Yeah." They said, "We don't want." They had set up a meeting for you to meet Red Foxx, and they want you to come back out to California, you know. So I didn't. At that time, I'm still doing most of my gigs in Minnesota. Yeah. Here comes, man, the gig in Minnesota was crazy, because we got to meet the Dells, got to meet Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Oh, wow. Doc Severinsen. Yeah. What's Kenny G played with before he went solo? I don't recall. Jeff Lorber Fusion. Yeah, so we got to meet them, and then for our night, when we did our night shows on the weekend, friends started coming in on a regular basis. Yeah. Sometimes bringing in like a little entourage of children, kids between like 9 and 13, 14 years old. And he would come in and watch us and sit on harp and sit on the dance floor. And the kids would kind of plop down all around him, you know, like some guru stuff going on. Yeah. So we, Al Jarreau, Rocky Robbins. Oh man, it was just some monsters. Oh, brother, the list was crazy. So
you need to write a book.
Yeah, everybody tells me that. Oh,
yeah. So true.
Yeah.
That makes some great stories.
Yeah, and the guys like Jerry Lee Lewis, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. They wanted me and the Italian guy, Carmelo Scafidi, trumpet player. Yeah. They wanted he and I to stay when the band got ready to come back to New Orleans. They said, "Man, we're going to put you guys in an apartment. We're going to pay you rent. We're going to pay you food, all utilities. Oh, wow. Don't have to worry about nothing." So I said, "Well, let me go home and bring all this crazy stuff home I got. Yeah. And I'll get back with you and listen to my parents." Charlie, it's cold in Minnesota.
So how did you get to Minnesota? What brought you there?
The connection for Minnesota was by playing the gigs we were playing in Canada. Oh. And the guy was, if I remember his name, I think his name was Chris Hebler. He was like the GM of the Ramada Inn chain in Ontario and Quebec. And so we played Montreal and we played Toronto, and he told us that he was going to be moving on. His next assignment was Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh my, what a difference.
Yeah, I know, huh?
Right. From cold to like
super hot and dry.
Right. Yeah.
What's the matter, Chris? I can't breathe. My throat is splitting open. I feel like a Gila monster. You know?
Oh, man.
Yeah. So we did the gigs in Phoenix and Tempe, you know, and then we came home, and then he said we come back up. We already had the Ontario gigs all the way from like what's that when you cross over from Detroit, Windsor. From Windsor all the way up through, we played Guelph, Waterloo, Kitchener, Woodstock, London, all the way up to Toronto, and even around Scarborough, Kingston, Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
And we go over, we play some university gigs. We had those mixed in at Carleton University in Ottawa.
Okay.
And then we go across the river, play in Gatineau in Quebec side, and come back.
So that was quite a lot of traveling.
A lot of traveling. So he said, well, I got some news for you guys. I'm moving back to the States and playing in Minnesota. He says, where I'm working is going to bring you guys to Minnesota.
Where it's really cold.
Well, actually, he gave us a blessing. It was a summertime assignment.
Yeah.
First time it was summertime, and it was in Bloomington, Minnesota, right near where the old Viking Stadium was.
Okay.
Now that's when it was ice cold outside.
Yeah. Right.
And so we would do 3 weeks there, and in the meantime, they didn't do any advertisement, but somebody came through there and started telling everybody about the place. So my roommate called me and said, Chuckie, come through, come look. So I think we're like on the 5th floor. I'm like, what's going on? He said, man, look down in the parking lot. And I looked down in the parking lot, and it was like happy hour. It was 5 o'clock. Well, they only had so many people that would let in, and let some out. They were doing like that. But people were in the lot, all the way to the end of the lot, and snaking all the way back around. I said, I wonder what, it must be here for a convention or something, you know? Not thinking they came to see us.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they came to see us, and people stayed out that line. It was summertime. Tell me, it was sometime Minnesota. Wasn't that bad then.
Yeah.
But they waited until...
It was definitely not Louisiana. Summer.
Right. Definitely not Louisiana.
No.
And we just started playing till 9 o'clock, so a lot of people stood 4 or 5 hours waiting to see us perform.
So at that point, what is the instrument that you're playing?
At that point, I was playing soprano sax and tenor sax.
Ooh.
So you made the jump to sax from clarinet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made the jump, yeah.
Did you continue on drums at all?
No.
Just
to annoy your parents, maybe?
Oh, no, there were no drums. If it couldn't be a clarinet in the house, there was definitely no drums. My brother would have been a drummer. He told me, you're not going to have drums in this house. That's why I learned to do.
He knows the move.
You got the finger move.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Bravo.
That's where I learned it from. Don't even think about it.
You ready?
This is a moment y'all wish it would be a video podcast.
I know, you can do it the other way.
Waving it's the pointer finger now. It's the pointer finger just to put everybody at ease.
I found my purpose.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
What can we do?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So who would you say influenced you more in your life? Or the most, I should say. I'm sorry.
Oh, I guess I have to incorporate my mom's music with my dad's love of theater and Broadway. So I had a whole bunch of different...
The fact that music was present within your household?
It was present, but it couldn't be produced by me. But so it was just sort of weird that my mom had to play the game too. My dad was coming home; she had to hurry cut off the country music, put on Jerry Mulligan, put on some, Take 5, dude. What did he do?
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh Claire, that's some nice music to come home to. She's like, yeah, it sure is, And she wanted to hear stereo guitars. That's really what she wanted. Yeah.
You think your dad, like back then in those days, was he against you becoming a stage performer? Or at what time did he start to embrace that and kind of support you in that fact?
I think his opinion and his, I guess, condemnation of because he didn't have much success. He tried.
Yeah.
He tried to play later on.
Okay.
And I know where I got it from. His mother, my grandmother. Oh. She played organ and piano and sang in church. Oh. So that's where I get that from. Oh. I definitely know I didn't get it from my mom.
Yeah.
And her dad, my grand, and both of them are monotone. My mom sings.
Can't play the radio. Huh?
Oh man, it's my party and I cry if I want to, cry if I want to, cry if I want to. She hugged that one note to the. You would cry too if it happened to you.
I'm a about to cry.
That's amazing.
I say, Mom, I love you. I say, I'm my brother and sister tell you shut up, please. But I love it, Mom. Come give me some more. I would cry to it.
All right, so give us a list. How many different instruments do you play? And then after you finish this list, I'm going to ask you to give us a little taste of one of them that I'm kind of hoping and praying, keeping my fingers and toes crossed that you brought along with you. But go ahead and give us a list.
I guess I can go back to junior high school or elementary school, playing drums and then clarinet.
Yeah.
And junior high school, I was forced to learn to play the bass horn because the bass horn players got tired during parade season. It did. Parades were like marathons back then, you know.
Oh yeah.
And some of those parades, Choctaw Parade and Endymion, those were parades like 10, 12, 13 miles, you know. And with train tracks with Choctaw, you had to go across at least 4 sets of train tracks. Yeah. And towards the end, it'll make your knees feel like you're ready.
You're talking about Mardi Gras parade.
Mardi Gras parade.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so when the Mardi Gras season came about, they're like, Charlie, man, why don't you carry my bass on? Let me carry your clarinet. I said, give me the mouthpiece. I always had a little bottle of water, rinse it off. Boom, boom, boom. I went to blowing that. The next thing I know, I played trombone. I played French horn. I played. I always wanted to play violin. I never did.
Same here.
You too?
Yeah, I even got one in the studio here.
Wow.
And it's somewhere around.
I see it.
You see it?
Oh, trust me.
Yeah.
These big eyes. I look right at it.
That's the one instrument I have yet to learn, but it's still on the to-do list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bucket list.
There was a girl in elementary school, and I remember her name was, I hope she doesn't hear this and get mad at me, but her name was Patrice Dozart.
Patrice, if you hear this is for you.
Thank you for being so subtle.
And she played, and she played violin. I thought that was the sweetest sound. She was the sweetest girl.
Yeah.
And I went home. Can I get a violin? You might get some violence.
No.
You won't get a violin. You might get some violence, son. You want to leave the room now.
Let's talk.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. But I played valve and slide trombone. Once I got into Xavier, you have the instruments, and so I started gigging when I was 16. So yeah, I started gigging, and then I was able to bring those instruments on the job, and just you know, and it was crazy. I had cousins, a lot of guy cousins. They would follow me. Hey man, my cousin playing here tonight. Oh yeah, what's the name of the band? Oh, band's called Burnt Toast and Coffee. But watch my cousin, man. He plays about 16 or 17 horns. And I'm like, not at one time. You don't need once you're here, you won't need a band. Just hire him, man. He plays 16, 17. I said, we y'all stop coming and follow me.
That is too funny.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm almost scared to ask you the next question.
Oh, wait, we're not done yet.
We're not?
Oh, no.
Oh, we're not.
There's one on the list he didn't talk about.
Oh.
You want me to talk about it? I'll talk about it.
No, wait. I see the inspiration on his face. Go ahead.
Yeah. Can I do it now? Can I do it? Yeah. Anyways, it was the inspiration. I'm thinking about it. You were right. I was thinking, I was on a gig on Bourbon Street, and the guys were like, hey, Chuckie, this guy, he talked, I won't say his name. If I do his impression well enough, you probably know the guy, guitar player. Hey, Chuckie. Why don't you learn how to play the harmonica? The other guys they look in the door and they go, oh man, sax players don't even stop here anymore. So why don't you take up the harmonica? That way we won't have these harmonica guys coming in here thinking they can play. Once they hear you, they're going to leave you alone. They're going to leave us alone. They're going to sit in. And so that's when I went out and bought a harmonica. It created a stir at the house.
Yeah.
My wife didn't like it. So she discovered it after I sneaked off, and I bought not only one for myself, but I bought 2 more the same key for my kids. So
Can't blame just you now.
so 11:20 p.m.
Now you're a gang.
11:20 p.m. She's a nurse. She's coming out the hospital. She had a long day, lots of patients, lots of emergencies.
Yeah.
And we're riding along the street, and I look back. I said, when I give you kids the sign, we all start playing. Okay. So they're sitting there quietly with their harmonicas in their hands, and we get on the road and start driving. I'm like, and imagine 3 harmonicas. And she's like, what the hell is that? All 3 of us honking the wheel on the harmonica. Charles, what did you do?
That's cute.
I said, I took off the harmonica. What do you mean you? What about those 2 back there?
They just found it.
I said, I couldn't leave the kids out. We all in this together, you know.
That's
She said, well, I hope you didn't buy one for me. I said, no, we didn't buy one for you.
We knew better.
Yeah, right? Yeah. She said, so it's going to cost, how much are those things a piece, Charles? I said, don't worry about it. And she said, are there more keys? You got this the one? I said, no, we need about 4 or 5 more keys. She said, so you're talking about 12 to 16 harmonicas for you and the kids? I'm like, pretty much. Yeah.
I never knew that, actually.
Oh, yeah.
There's different keys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's a chromatic one also. Right?
Chromatic one, yeah.
Yeah, you get all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, you can give us a little taste. We'd love to hear it.
Okay, let's see what I got here.
Yeah.
I got it. This is a C, so it means all the rhythm section you guys are playing in G, okay?
Yes.
Whoa, wow, man.
Thank you.
That was amazing. Yes. You deserve it.
Thank you, people. Thank you.
Just throw $1 bills.
OMG.
Show them your Venmo.
OMG, right?
I know, you can Venmo me. Venmo
That was amazing,
Chuckie.
dude. Yeah.
Thank you.
Loved
Thank
it.
you.
That
Thank
was
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, so now, what is the craziest thing that you've ever done?
The craziest thing that I've ever done.
And something tells me there's more than one thing.
There's more. There's a multitude.
What is the worst or the best? I don't know, however you want to look at it.
The worst thing I've ever done?
Can we tell this on air?
No, sweetheart. Getting kind of close to Halloween.
Let's see. The most, I guess it was something I did that was crazy, but it brought on an awareness for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was walking with my girlfriend on Canal Street. We had gone shopping, and I went to this corner. We walked to this corner, Canal and Basin. Elk Place is a Basin right there, Basin. And we're waiting for the winky light to change, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly I got bumped from behind, and didn't fall, I didn't hit the ground, but I fell over into the street.
Mm-hmm.
And this car almost hit me. And I jumped up and got back on the sidewalk, and I'm like, what's the matter with you, man? You blood or something? And I didn't realize the guy, he had shades on, and his hair was in. He said, well, yes, I am.
Oh, my God.
So therefore, I felt so bad. I felt so bad. I said, what's the matter with you? You blood? Yes, I am. I said, oh, man, I'm so sorry. He almost killed me, though, son. So you understand my adrenaline. You understand my adrenaline and my anger. Yeah, got the best of it. I thought I was about to go.
Oh, that's
you know?
funny.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna change course a little bit. Favorite drink, favorite food. Let's talk food, man.
Let's talk food, man. Man,
Love me some food.
I'm hungry.
Always.
Always.
You recently told me about a burger joint too. You remember that?
Oh, Lee's? I told you about Lee's.
Lee's, yeah.
Yeah, I love Lee's, man. I've been
Yeah.
doing Lee's since 1975.
We have that's Lee's Hamburgers in
That's a
where
long
they
time.
located at.
On Veterans, there's one on Veterans Boulevard in Metairie. And there's another one on Airline Highway, right past the big causeway intersection, the high-rise causeway.
Oh, okay.
It's
I haven't
not-
tried it yet, but it's in the plans.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Love a
Yeah.
good burger.
yeah. I've been doing Lee since 1970. Well, I was doing painting jobs then, so we was on a paint crew.
Yeah.
So I mean, before Bell Chase was all developed like that,
Yeah.
we were over there in Bell Chase. There was one there, and there was one somewhere a little further out towards West Wego and Marrero before the new highways got there. It still had goats and pigs and chickens and all that stuff. Yeah, I was doing painting jobs out that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was working with a guy named Edward Johnston, and toward the time I told him I was ready to go back and play music, he said, "Man, look," he said, "Look, we'll get your own truck. We'll get your truck. I'll get your crew." You know, I was like, "No," I said, "I got Ed. I got to go back. I got to back to do what I'm doing." Bro.
You can't stop doing it for too long. I know the feeling.
Yeah. And all the contractors were like, "Who caulked these doorways? You know, who caulked these porch banisters? Who did this?" And he's like, "Well, the guy's inside. Let me meet him." He said, "Man, the way you caulk your caulking job, I don't think I might come up and tell these people this is a new design. We don't have to paint them." I'm like, "You serious?" He said, "Oh man," he said, "It's like artwork." He said, "I felt it. I don't feel any. I don't feel any splinters." He said, "Man, you got how you do that?" So I got two pieces of sandpaper I do with the gloves, and for my painting gloves, I got painting gloves that I dip my hands down in the paint.
Yeah.
And once I finish
Just mold it. Huh?
oh yeah, once I do all the spokes, all the banisters and the spindles and all that, I said, "It's done, bro."
Yeah.
You know, he's like, "Man, we could use somebody like you around it." I said, "No, I'm a musician, man. I'm going back." One cat wondered if I painted cars. I did his living room and his dining room. He was going to Vegas for a couple of weeks. "Look, man, don't worry about the carpet. You know, I'm going to get this carpet ripped out of here." I said, "Okay, no problem." I said, "But I see there are like cracks in the walls with the treat those, get those cracks sealed up and everything for you." "Okay, whatever you got to do, Chuckie." So I came back home. He came back home, and he came look. He said, "Man," he looked down at the floor. He said, "I told you didn't have to worry about the carpet." He said, "I don't see any paint on it." I said, "I don't paint like that, bro." I said, "When I did painting jobs, we did State Street, St. Charles Avenue, Nashville Avenue, all in the French Cross." I said, one job, the boss, that year that there was a lot where it was all enclosed, antique cars and stuff. They blew up, cars caught fire and blew up and everything. Well, adjacent walls was the guy we were working for on State Street. That was his apartments. He had 18 apartments. And he told my lady, he said, "Jay said, Charles, he said, I have to talk to you about your son." He said, "Which one?" "Charlie." He said, "What's going on? What's the matter with Charlie?" "There's nothing wrong with Charlie. I want Charlie on Charter Street to do all my apartments for the summer."
Wow.
He said, "Oh no." He said, "Oh no, Jeff." He said, "Charlie's my best worker." And I'm like, "What? I am? The kid you throw outside in the rain to play at home? Can't be me." Yeah, you know.
Oh, man.
He said, "Oh, Jeff, he's one of my neatest sweets. That's what I love about him." He said, "I'll sneak up on him sometimes and watch him." He said, "He won't allow one drip of paint to be on anything he's not supposed to be on." And that's what I need over at those apartments. He said, "Well, how long are you going to need him, Jeff?" He said, "I'm going to need your son the whole summer. I got 18 apartments."
Yeah.
And man, it's the most joyous gig I ever had in my
No
life.
kidding, huh?
Those people would not let me buy lunch.
That's
Look,
awesome.
Charlie, you need to take a break. And I was getting work done.
Yeah, yeah.
But they were like, "Oh, I'm taking him lunch tomorrow." They started arguing over, "No, I'm fixing something for him to eat." You know, like, "Okay, all right." So
Don't fight over me,
don't
please.
fight over me, please. Any
Okay,
tips?
who's next?
Any tips? Put him in the empty paint
I
bucket
know.
over there.
I know. It must be nice though to be appreciated, right?
Oh, it was so cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I worked from May to August, and I was making good money. And it was
Yeah.
That's where you tell your dad.
On the
"Ha,
side.
ha."
Huh?
yeah, oh yeah. He come there and say, "How was your day? How was your day, son?" "Oh, it was okay there." I wasn't letting the cat out the bag.
Good for you.
I didn't want to bring my brother. No, don't bring my brother over. He's gonna mess up. He likes-
Besides, it was probably the smartest move ever because if you had shown too much joy, that was it for you.
That was it for me.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah.
So aside from Lee's Hamburgers, where would you go? I kind of took your answer on that.
Oceana on Conti, no, Conti and Bourbon.
Oceana?
If I have to do anything in the
What
corner.
kind of cuisine is that?
Oh, they got
A little bit of everything.
a little bit of everything.
We got to try that place. I don't think we've tried there.
Oceana, yeah. I mean, I've done all the parties at the place where people stay out there for New Year's. They stay out there in the cold for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I played a lot of parties there, so I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest I never had to stand in line. So, Antoine's, never had to stand in line. That's why I have to give my opinion because I'm like, I can't take you that place because you might be staying there till tomorrow. Yeah. I've done. Never did Commander's Palace.
I heard a lot of good stuff about them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've never done it. It's on my list.
Yep. So many places to eat around here, especially in New Orleans area.
Oh yeah.
We've actually compiled a list of different restaurants, but we still have a long way to go. A lot of them to try.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I think we've gotten to that point we all look forward to in the show. You ready to do it, Frenchie?
I am.
Here we go. Tell us a story. Make it good, Chuck.
You want to know a story?
Yeah, man. That's why you're here, brother.
Okay. I can do. With this one, you have to use. With this one, you have to use your imagination, Jim.
Wait, let me get a pillow and
All
milk and
gather
cookies.
around. All gather
Once
around,
upon a
children.
time.
This story is called Chuckie the Terrorist.
All right, maybe another story, Chuck.
Okay, so it all began with my birth certificate. They put first name Charles, last name
Helium.
Helium. Oh yeah, Helium. Elam the third. After 911, we all remember 911. Suddenly, my name changed from Elam to Elam. So people began to look at my passport quite differently. And it would say, you're Elam? And I was like, no, it's Elam, 1A, and there's 1E in the beginning. Step out of the line, Elam.
Oh, my God.
So,
Oh, man. Is that at the airport?
yes, this particular episode, why am I still talking like this?
Nobody knows.
This
I
particular
can hear him
episode.
listening now. Why is he still talking like that? Is he stuck?
Yeah. Move the lever. Yeah. So this episode is Chuckie leaves New Orleans to go to Switzerland.
Oh.
So this time, our flight line goes through Canada. We get to fly to Toronto, Mississauga, in the airport in Mississauga. So we get to Mississauga, and I'm in line to do another check, whatever, pre-check,
security
whatever,
check,
security
yeah.
check, thank you. And I put my soprano saxophone on the belt to be x-rayed. Almost immediately, someone was tapping on my shoulder with a billy club. It was like, I'm like, oh, hey, man. So I turned and looked at this guy. He's about 6'5". He's wearing a turban. So I'm like, okay, he's either Indian or Pakistani. And he says, what's in the case? And I look up at him at 6'5" from a 5'9" guy. And I said, it's a soprano saxophone. So he looks at the horn. He hurries and looks back at me. He wants to keep eye contact. He looks at the horn. He looks at me. Open the case. So I open the case. Now he's really staring at the horn and looking back at me like it. So then he says, okay, play it.
Oh, my.
I said, you want me to play my horn in the airport? Do you know how? I said, yes, I know how to play it.
You should have taken a tip bucket out. Say, let me put this here first.
Well, yeah. He says, well, I don't have all day.
Oh,
I'm like, really? I said, neither do I. My flight's leaving in about 10 minutes, So meanwhile, there's people in line, this guy way back in the line, blow the horn, dude! There's a lady, I gave this lady who was closer to me a little nerve. She went, oh, there's a concert in the airport. Oh, my God. Yeah. So I'm like, I started thinking about taking my hat off for a tip.
Yeah.
He says, well, are you going to play it or what? I say, I have to warm my instrument up. I'm a professional. No squeaks. So in the meantime, there are 4 other guys who ran up with turbans on. They all got turbans. And the very last guy unfastened his firearm. And he's leaning.
Oh, wow.
He's leaning over and leaning down like, I told you to be out of town by sundown. That's the way he's leaning. His body language. His body's like, I'm gonna be the first shot.
Right.
So I looked at all 5 of these guys, and I took my soprano and I put it to my lips, and I went, I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with the Indian snake charmer song. I went, so that whole terminal erupted. Everybody was laughing. Even people working there would double over the counter laughing at these guys.
That's pretty crazy, though.
Yeah, then he leaned over to me while everybody's laughing. That was very funny. That was very funny.
You gotta watch out with those guys, though. You just never know.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Because my guys, I didn't know the rest of the guys traveling with me. I never knew they could moonwalk until I did that because they were all moonwalking away from me.
We don't know him.
It's like, do I have a volunteer? Everybody backs up,
Yeah, right.
leaves you in the front, right?
We still just style, yeah.
Right.
And I was gonna say, the airport is one of those places where you can be so mishandled.
Yeah.
And you can never complain. It's
No,
nothing.
nothing.
It's like an empire.
Right.
You just have to listen.
Right.
It's outrageous.
But he asked me, said, "What's that?" I said, "It's 10K. Drink it." So I took a gulp. He looked at me like I was about to. I guess he's waiting for me to implode. Maybe I don't know. I was supposed to let my eyes go back. Oh! Drink some more. So I went ahead and I just gulped it.
Wow.
I slammed the bottle down.
Damn.
You're free to go. I feel like that, huh?
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that was the funniest thing I think I did, bordering on danger,
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yep.
Did you go? Yes. Once you were in the plane.
No, because other people
You
have seen
should
me. He's on the place. His shenanigans are continuing now.
He's in the same plane. No.
We can't fly with him. He's full of shenanigans.
He's gonna get arrested.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's so wild.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
it is crazy. But I take that over some of the other Americans I've seen overseas. I've seen some get slammed to the ground.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Especially like in Germany. Oh, definitely in Frankfurt and Munich. Smart mouth Americans, Listen, I have rights over you. You can't tell me. Bam. Slam. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, American.
And again, that's the thing. When you travel,
Yeah.
just keep a low profile,
profile.
and just be polite. That's it.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
I mean, I've had them looking even in the tunnel train station in France. I remember I stood there waiting for the subway, and this French soldier was standing behind me, looking at the back of my head. I'm like, hey man, I'm like, bonjour. I knew that's the thing to say.
I would like a baguette.
S'il vous plaît.
This is a
I want the
baguette.
whole magazine. I want the whole magazine. Give me the full clip. Yeah, he's standing staring at the back of my head. I'm like, something just told me you feel eyes on me sometime. And I'm still, he's standing looking like that. I'm like, oh, wait, what is on your mind, If I just take a little bit off the top,
Oh.
And I've seen whenever we're in terrorist attack mode, and sometimes it can last for a few years.
Yeah.
They take turns. It's kind of like the equivalent to the special forces, but back in Europe,
Wow.
where they have so many different soldiers from all the different countries,
Yeah.
and they take turns going to France, Belgium, whatever.
Yeah.
And he actually got to see some last summer,
Oh yeah.
and they don't play. It's very rare that you see one that's actually going to smile at you because
Right.
they're in character.
It's the first time I had ever seen it. So we're in there. What was the town again?
Paris.
No, it wasn't in Paris.
It was in Paris, Montmartre.
Was it? Mm-hmm. No, I'm not talking about that time. I'm talking about the ones that were parading. Remember the ones that were parading that I videoed?
I don't remember,
The
but anyway.
big giant church. They paraded in and carrying AK-47s, and I was like, "Wow, I've never seen this before." Not from an American standpoint, you don't see that very often.
No.
And I'm here with my video camera. Well, one of them saw me videoing them, and he walked up to me with his gun and he said, "Delete that." I was like, well, "Okay."
Yeah, he took my
Look, he's
I'm
gone.
the thumb drive.
He's gone.
He take my thumb and my thumb drive.
Yeah, right. So it was just,
It's a
things are
shock.
different everywhere.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
Never know.
The guy thought I was crazy. I walked up. We played outside the not outside. We played at the U.S. Embassy in Moscow. And they're like, Chuck, you going to say hello to the soldiers? I said, bro, you know me. Y'all know me. I speak to everybody. You know. So I said, hello, my friends. And so I turned around, the rifle looked at me like, huh?
Something does not compute.
Yeah. And they shook my hand, and they had to start laughing to him like, this guy's crazy, because we normally knock people's heads off like
Right,
this. Yeah.
right.
Like he doesn't know what we're capable of.
Right, yeah, right. Yeah, we did start laughing. And the other guy's like, I've never seen the soldiers act like that before.
Yeah.
I said, I do that to everybody, bro. They're not
Give me a hug.
Give me a hug, you big lug. Give me a hug, you big lug.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, Chucky, let me be the first to thank you for coming in today, man. We really appreciate it. All
was
the
a joy.
stories. It was great, man.
It's a joy.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, children, you all get a slice of pie. You'll get a slice of pie and some warm milk.
Uncle Chucky is out.
Uncle Chucky, if you want to wait until the weekend, the cold front is coming, so you might want to get the apple pie and then warm your milk Saturday night, okay?
And remember, those who don't believe in magic will never find it. We all have stories to tell. What's yours? Bye now.
Thanks, guys. Y'all take care.
Bye-bye.